What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 172, presented by Edge VR Arcade, Creative Edge Productions, Cousin Subs, where you can use promo code
GBB Fries.
Online only for a free order of fries with a purchase of a Cousin Sub in a bowl or 7.5-inch sub.
So speaking of GBB Fries and Cousin Subs, I'm going through the drive-thru prior to one of my performances.
Yeah.
And I'm like, looking through at the people, the counter, and I'm like, I think that's one of our Blizzard fans. And then they surprised me and showed up at the show on Thursday night. And sure enough,
Were they using the promo code?
they used the promo code.
Crap. Cool.
Nate and Kirsten.
Wow. I heard it actually was on the air before I talked on Thursday at Kiss FM last week. There's like a toasted bologna sandwich that's like such a kid thing, but it's like changing the world right now at Cousins.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're ordering cheap there, but I hear it's life-altering to order.
I heard it's very good.
Okay.
I haven't tried it because I look at the picture and I'm like, oh, that's a heart attack waiting to happen. But I bet you it's really, really good.
Yep. Like
I'd split it with you.
Yeah.
You know,
it actually needs to be tried. Like,
yeah. I think we need to.
I actually got to talk about it before we went and talked about the game last week on radio. It was just like the subject they were on.
Did Vetrano bring it up?
Vetrano, Otis, and Katie had all tried it. So
oh, really?
yeah.
I could see Otis trying it.
Yeah, it got rave reviews. So
well, good. We'll have to try it then. We'll have to go out and do it ourselves.
Yes.
So anyway, they liked it. They had never been to Cousins before. So kudos to Cousins.
Yeah.
And now they have these little pull tabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Excited to recap and talk to them and move forward. And yeah.
Good stuff.
Game last week before we talk about the table?
Game.
Yeah.
So I was not there, but I was watching it backstage. And I had to, I'll tell you honestly, I turned it off after first quarter because I thought, oh, come on, guys. I don't know what was happening, but then I turned it back on right before half, right before I went on stage.
Yeah.
And then when I came off stage, I saw it again. I was like, all right, okay. So
Nice.
it was a good game. We had Jazaric. I just want to give a shout out to Jazaric Peterson because he had quite the game.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cale Jackson as well had some good stuff. And I saw you guys did a poll of
Ben.
Yeah.
Anytime you say you guys, just assume it's not me.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well,
unless we sold something cool. Then you can assume it was only me.
it was you. So Ben, another shout out. That was fantastic. I love when we get the fan engagement, because their impression of the game might be different than our coaching staff or, just in general, because they're watching it with a different set of eyes.
Yep.
There's more emotion, I think, there versus X's and O's. So when it was that we needed a turnaround or when it was that we needed an impactful play, I think that's what was registered in what Ben did from a polling standpoint.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good win. Puts us solidly behind still Quad Cities because they won. And now we're up against this will be the determining factor for us, right? We are up against Jacksonville this weekend. And do we want to go over the standings as of right now?
We can just go over the top four. I think Mass, even though they're winning, would have to go on a pretty crazy run to clip the top four. But it's 7. It absolutely could be done. But it's 8-2 Quad Cities, 7-3 Blizzard, 7-3 Jacksonville, 6-4 Tulsa. And Jacksonville got Kevin in their building. So that's got to be an old AFL rivalry, too.
Well, and really, they were...
I mean, the
Tulsa?
Sharks have been around. I don't know, Sharks in Arizona.
Yeah.
Had to be a game from the ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of those, Kevin, what are you doing? There was... At the end, he should have taken a timeout and didn't, and it burned 20 seconds off the clock. And then there were some shenanigans by his players that cost him some time as well. But yeah, I'm sure he thought he was going to go the length of the field and win by just a few, but it did not happen.
Yep.
it was good for us in a way, bad from an Eastern Conference standpoint because Jacksonville got the win and now we have the same record. But Arizona lost and we go play them in a couple of weeks. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Forgot
so
about
we'll
that,
see. So I was hoping Kevin was going to pull it off. I really was.
Yeah. It would have made the standings on our side a lot
Cleaner,
cleaner. Yeah.
much cleaner.
Yeah. It's
But
big game on Friday when we get to it.
yeah. So always sad to see Mogs lose, but not in our house,
Sure.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think I heard Joey say, so we sweeped them this year again.
Yep.
And that's the third year in a row that we've sweeped them.
Yeah.
But still a good rivalry because you never know. They were ahead at, like I said, at first quarter. I thought, oh my gosh, Mogs is going to get ahead and we aren't going to be able to catch up. But they had a not so great third quarter, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So that was that.
Awesome from the new theme night. So shout out to Cass and all our dairy partners. So Aviat Milk Source, Move Milk, Pagels Ponderosa was there, the dairy dignitaries. It was pretty awesome. So I would anticipate that one, as Kathy and I talked through 2026 today, ironically, after we filmed this, we'll be back. So there's a reason the jerseys didn't go away. So
yeah, and I think that I had more people ask, how do I get one of those jerseys than ever. I mean, and shout out to our jersey partner for the IFL.
OT Sports.
They did a fantastic job on these jerseys. I don't know if you saw, there was a question in the Blizzard messenger from someone as well wanting a jersey. So you'll have to check that out. But we even had someone comment on last week's Blizzness that they wanted one of the balls.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, reach out to the office because if we have one, we'll sell it to you.
Yep.
But we're very proud of Cass because she was so nervous and just on edge, but it turned out great. Everything turned out fantastic.
I have no idea what that feels like.
Right. I wonder where she got it from.
Yeah.
Anywho, she did a great job. And of course, it was not just her, but she really led the theme and brought it all together. And I really liked the fan engagement, but I also really liked what the players did. It was something different. Going to a dairy.
Yeah.
Having the cows out front was amazing. Having one that was born just that day.
Yeah.
The size of that thing, amazing. It was just amazing. The whole thing was just very well done.
I got to stop and say hi to the gentleman that runs that from Milk Source in his suite at the game. So we have some high hopes for that one going forward. So you'll learn a lot.
He enjoyed himself?
Yeah. And you really learn a lot when you do a first one. I'm actually really excited for what we learned there and the outcome and the response. And yep.
Yeah, we got a lot of new fans in the building. Now, I wasn't at the physical game. I got there at the last minute, literally. But we had a lot of new people. We had it was the farming 4-H kind of crowd. So it was people we haven't tapped into before, which was really cool. So
yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Is that it for that game?
Yeah, I think so. I'm proud of her and I'm really excited because you learn a lot. Like that's kind of what my night was. I was observing and talking to some of the 4-H clubs and talking to the sponsors on how we can better that. And there's a whole bunch of really good ideas. So
excellent. Yeah. And how the players can get involved with stuff moving forward. I think that's fantastic. And it turned out, doesn't Parks have like a family member or someone in California that owns?
Yeah, Parks has dairy ties. Max was crazy educated when he was on the farm tour.
Was he? Because I was worried that he was getting educated.
He's got someone in his hometown that owns competitive or they all play nice in that industry, but a competitor to Milk Source, I think. So Max actually had a ton of great questions. It was really neat. So really, really neat.
Good. Awesome. And we got a new out of the blue, but after all of this was already taken care of, we had Move Milk come in and we had a giveaway then for the game.
Yes, and they sat in your front row seats and that feedback was amazing too. It was just really grateful to They were appreciative, and I was proud that my conversation with them morphed and they really understood partnership and not sponsorship, and were thrilled and was ecstatic to be on the journey with us and all things moving forward next season. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, we, there are, and mapping out theme nights with Kathy later today and stuff, and just talking you through that. Like, I'm really excited for the future of that one. And we learned what it'll, and we can just talk about it right now because I think it's a cool piece. Like, all the 4-H and FFA clubs were already out of school. So we already learned a lesson that we probably shouldn't put Dairy Day and Dairy Month at the end of May or mid-May as a better fit for it because you're not competing with
But
breakfast
Dairy
on the
Month is
farm.
June.
But you lose all the 4-H and FFA clubs because they're not in school, and you'd compete with breakfast on the farm and all of their dairy things going
That
on.
happened in June.
Yeah. So a mid to late June one, where all the FFA and 4-H clubs are like, yeah, if this was in a different month when we were still in school, it would have been awesome. And you learn, and I think really
I would not
excited
have
way.
thought that.
Yeah,
I would have
same.
thought they would have wanted June because it's Dairy Month.
Yep. Be
But
a great
they'd
way
want
to
it-
promote Dairy Month coming up and get way ahead of
Yeah.
it, and not even be in the same month when the Timber Rattlers become the Udder Tuggers and. So, and
Yeah.
different advantage there that the T-Rats have is they literally outside at the ballpark and do it on a whole weekend. And
Right.
it was just great conversation, right? And not in
Not
like,
direct negative.
no,
or-
the dairy folks were just like, no one got this wrong. We all learned this is awesome, a great first response, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool. So,
Very
yeah, I
nice.
am genuinely really excited for that. So,
Okay, so end of May, like the 31st.
yeah, when we
For
are
upcoming Dairy
at the
Month.
mercy of what we get date wise in
Yeah.
a good way, but yeah,
Cool. All right, let's move on to this week. We got another game on Friday, like we already said. Jacksonville's coming to town. This is turning out to be quite the rivalry. And then we go see them at the end of the month. So this won't be the last time we see them.
right.
Not the end of the month, end of July, we go to see them. It's our last game, actually, for the season. So, regular season. So it's an important one. We have a lot of stuff to unpack, though, for the game. Are you going to tell everything that's happening?
Yeah, I
Or
mean, I have
surprising?
it all because I get to or have to work that far ahead. Literally while I was printing tickets and stuff on Friday, I was mapping out the know before you go and all the stuff that we are about to post. So yes, so we'll just work backwards because that's the easiest way. So 7:05 kickoff, 6 p.m. doors, 5 p.m. block party.
Oh, we are having a block party.
Yep.
Excellent. Good.
Yep. And I have talked to everybody because there's rain in the forecast. It is what it is. Military vehicles would still set up. Just Operation Song wouldn't perform outside, obviously, if there's rain. Nor would inflatables or games be set up that require power, but there would still be military
Oh, because that's a
vehicles.
problem.
Yeah.
Power and electricity.
Lightning does draw a crowd.
Yeah.
So it'll still be awesome. And we avoided it 2 games ago. It like rain didn't rain when we had drum lines out front, so that was kind of cool. But so at 5 p.m. the block party of military vehicles, Operation Song, inflatables, games, same stuff we've done over the years. Right out front of the rest, you would have to not be very aware to walk
Yeah, I
in
don't
and
know
not
how
know
you-
what was going on.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know
the
how you
Oshkosh
could.
truck and our friends at Desert Vets all bring some awesome vehicles.
Yeah, and Operation Song, we've talked about them before, but if you're new to the show, Operation Song is an outfit that gives veterans a way and their families to process, I think is the best way to put it, their time in the service. Whether it's PTSD, longing for their comrades, whatever the case might be, it's a great therapeutic way for a vet to, or current member of the military, to team up with a writer, songwriter, and create a song, create some magic. And I had the opportunity to do that last year. It was, I lost my dad, who was a Vietnam vet. I lost him, it'll be 3 years this August. And we were having problems processing a lot of stuff. And I wanted to do something for my mom because unfortunately, the Agent Orange in Vietnam is why he got the pancreatic cancer that he did, which didn't take long to diagnose. And once it was diagnosed, like most things with pancreatic cancer, he was gone in 3 weeks. So it was a great song. It was a beautiful song. I personally think that it should be recorded and out there because it's not, it's about his time in the service, but it's about that love goes on forever. And it's just a beautiful piece. And my guy Taylor's come into town, so I was very happy to hear that he will be the one performing prior to the game and at halftime.
Yep. So there's a halftime operation song will perform again. So it's not like we don't get to hear them if the block party gets rained on. So at 6 p.m., doors open and first 1,000 fans get a car flag. Not this one because I broke the clip, but get a car flag. Thanks to a ton of sponsors that I'm not going to rattle off, but Nicolay Bank, Desert Vets, and 105.7 WAPL are the presenting partners for nights. All these names that, if you really want to read by zooming in, are ticket providers. They help sponsor all the free tickets out in the community to the veteran group. So, but also at 6 p.m., brand new from our friends at Network Health, and you'll have seen it online before this episode. So they are going to open up the Bud Light Lounge at 6 once we get past the block party. And if you have served or have a valid form of military service, water, soda, and snacks from 6 p.m. until the end of the first quarter are on Network Health time. And just a great chance to go in there, hang out with other vets, and a brand new partner for us. Really awesome that they came in to do that. That is just the person that has served. We're not going to flood that base with family members and stuff. So that is for them. So
don't be mad. It's truly just to showcase them.
Yep. And Brian from Desert Vets was trying to help me with the verbiage. Just a form of, you've served in the military, right? There's so many different things that classify as a military ID, and folks may not even have a valid one. A form of something that says you served in the military. And we'll post examples of that because he's helping me with that list, but that's just a really new, cool development from 6 till the end of the first quarter. Water, soda, and popcorn and light snacks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Network Health. That's amazing.
Yep. So you won't want to hang out in there until the end of the first quarter because we have a special game ball delivery again. And those of you who have come to last year's military night, I know how cool that is. And then huge national anthem performer and Frankie Moscato from the Oshkosh area was on American Idol, has sang at Lambeau. So that's a really, really cool thing there. Yep.
And, of course, the ball that will be available.
Yep.
We'll be using the military jerseys from last year and the year before.
Yep.
So they're not new jerseys, but the ball is new. The numbers are going to be a little off. So this is kind of like the blackout jerseys. When we started our relationship with Adidas, our numbering changed. So some of your favorite players won't be in their usual numbers.
Right.
So just take note of that. And you can get this great game ball that has the branches of the military on the outside edges, which is really, really cool. Fabulous.
Yep.
This is one of my favorite balls.
It's my favorite one from this season.
Yeah.
So, yep.
I really like it. I think we did a good job on the balls, just saying.
We did.
And we will
that's
start
why
that.
we're talking today.
That's why we're talking today. You know, it's
turn
funny.
Our designer loose on it.
Yeah. When we talk about preparing, and some of our peeps out there don't realize we have an October 1 cutoff for balls, right? And even with Destroyer rocks, we still had to get them in by October, just because they're made overseas, and you want to make sure you have them in house by February, even though we don't start until March, just in case. So our artwork is normally done by August. So by the time we are done with the season, we have our artwork and our theme nights for the following season. So that's how we can prepare a lot of this stuff prior to. And we get excited because we see the artwork well in advance. Yeah. And then when the stuff comes in, then it's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool.
So anyway, that's what I got. That's what I know.
Same. I would just encourage fans to read. It happened to me last game. It actually happened on Village Night this year, too. And it's not like a Ryan Rage cage or anything, but like, when I bullet point the things that are game night promotions, when there's a special jersey or special game ball, the first 1,000 don't get that. It's under the beer special. It literally says first 1,000 car flags, 24 ounce, $4 Bud Light, special jersey, special game balls. And I had somebody ask, like, why do the first 1,000 not get the game ball? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Or how
I don't know
come-
how else to
I
clarify
hear
that
we're
for
getting
you besides
jerseys.
not give you all the info. So, yep.
That happened in my house.
Yep.
Hey, tell Ryan I want some extra jerseys.
But in his defense, it did happen to me from a Humana employee at this game too. It's like someone was looking for him. Like, oh my gosh, I actually reordered the bullet point. So it is what it is. Just you'll figure out a way to clarify the.
So there's a
verbiage
difference
next
between
year.
features of the game and
Yeah.
giveaways.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put it under a header. Giveaways, features. Yep.
Oh man. Again, the jerseys went over really well, so we're going to have to do some sort of giveaway jersey or merch jersey next year.
Yeah. Dairy night or
For Dairy Night.
Yeah. Yeah. We have some
'Cause-
really good ideas. There is, without hitting rewind as we're going forward, there's an amazing charity called Dairy Cares that dairy industry donated $416,000 to Children's Hospital of Wisconsin,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
done by the dairy doing that. I think there's a real cool. Didn't fully engage that group last year, this year intentionally, because I knew the ask would be like auction off the jerseys. We have, again, I'm really excited for that game and what it could be and could mean. And
Yeah.
yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
So military night's gonna be awesome. Come on out Friday. Huge game against the Sharks, who are as hot as us. So
Baby shark.
yeah.
Shark.
Nice.
Baby shark. Sorry.
I think
Now
that
that song's going to be in my head all day long.
yeah, right.
Mama shark.
What else you got?
I'm going to start sharking it up. We got to. Dun, 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 dun.
Nice. Well, should we hit him with it?
Sean, do you think you could add like a little shark going
Jaws
across the
fin?
screen? Let's hit him with it.
All right.
Go,
Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.